Alright, we're back. So I got it all cleaned up now. Pretty nice and smooth. Just all cleaned out. I'm looking to see if they got any kind of a seal or anything like that on these damn things. I'm not seeing anything that keeps oil from coming up except for this reverse rotation thing right here. Just goes in here like that. There's nothing down there. It's a soft hit, like there's something cushy in there or something. I'm not sure what that is. So, not sure what we're dealing with right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, see what's underneath it. See if there's any kind of a seal or something that goes in here. It looks like there would be, no, there's no room for a seal right there. Nope, there's no way there'd be a seal. The gear is way bigger than the undercut is. So that means these things can leak oil out of them. So if you measure the gear, $4.99, we're ½ inch. So if you measure up here where there would be an O-ring right there, right here where there'd be an O-ring lip, $3.85. There's no way you can put an O-ring on there. But you could put an O-ring on over all this stuff, expand it out, and then shove it inside of it. Then you can have an O-ring. Then how would you put it together? There's a washer right there. See a washer right there? That might be sitting on top of an O-ring maybe. Something cushy in there. Not sure they're making that. So, one way to find out. Take it apart. Assuming it's going to be metric, so I got my metric ones out. Usually when this stuff comes from overseas, it's metric. That one. Huh, it's American. Shocking. American. There's a whole lot. It's in between these two. Too small probably. Yep. Next one up. Looks too big. That's the one. Okay, so there's no way for me to go like this to tighten this. So that means I gotta go lengthwise like this. But we're on a ball socket on this side, so you can't torque it too much before you round stuff out or break it. That's a problem. They're not really that tight. I'm just turning my thumb and it came loose. Yep. Not very tight. Probably should tighten those up and put Loctite on them. One more thing to take apart. A long time ago, don't trust anybody's other work. If you're standing behind it, you better touch it. Okay, so there's our cover piece. That's a spring in there. That's why it was soft take up. So there's a springy dingy in there. Okay, and a couple thrust washers. That explains why it was a soft hit. And the black stuff you see on the inside is not an O-ring, it is the spring itself. So you got a washer, there's two washers and a spring. So what can we do to put an O-ring in there? Not a damn thing. The spring won't let you do it because the spring has the ID in there already. Can't change that. Alright, so that would be a no change, no seal deal. Wonderful. So whatever it leaks, can't stop it. But we are going to Loctite it. Purple. Under 1/4 inch. There you go. A little purple in there. So how would you redesign that? I would redesign it by getting rid of all the springy and washers in there. Well, the washer you can keep for in play, I guess. You'd have to make up something new in there. It'd have to be an O-ring, because you have to put it over the shaft. Yeah. Maybe that's why there's no seal. They couldn't figure it out either. Nothing simple anyway would work. Okay. Now for torque, we need to torque it a little bit. We need a torque wrench. Here's a torque wrench. So you put it on there like this and you go torque. You're watching this bend. When you're bending the Allen wrench, you're torsional twisting it. You go about 20 degrees like that, that's full torque. Doesn't matter what diameter it is, it just works out being that way. So you go tight and you give it a little bit of bend. Yeah, maybe it's only 10 degrees, but anyway, you're watching the wrench flex. And that's the correct torque. This is all flex. That much is flex. That's all it takes. Pretty straightforward. Don't know how many inch-pounds that is. Don't care. It's tight. That's all that matters. Alright. Your washer, you got to line back up again. There it goes. Alright. So I'm assuming they're adjusting this for no in-play. The problem is when you do that, there's no oil either getting up in there. So how's the oil going to get up in there if you got a full seal against it by the washer? That's a problem. So you better have some pretty good lube in there. That'll be this stuff over here. Make sure you get all the way up the top with oil. The key part is make sure the bottom bushing is lubed also. So you go ahead and put some oil in there like that. Lubricate it a little bit. Put the oil back down there again. Put some more in there. Do the same thing on the other side in here. I'm going to go ahead and drip a little bit of oil in there. Let it kind of soak in there a little bit where everything's at. And when you shove this in there, it's going to have lube on it. See how the shaft's falling out, so you know it's not too tight, see? If that doesn't slide out, that would be way too tight. Okay, so then we got a washer. Goes in there. Have our gear. We're going to beat it in there. That'll be fun. But beat it in without losing it. That'll take some effort. Don't hit the gear teeth so hard. You have to get it in there a little ways, and you put the bigger punch on it. Bring it all the way in flush. See how far it came out the other end and equalize it. I think that's equal. So you see the pin sticking through on both sides, that's equal. Yeah, they have no in play at all in this thing because they got that spring down here. So that means no oil's getting up in there either. You push on it so you get in play. Pushing on up here, pressing the spring. Alright, rebuilt. For better or worse, it's rebuilt. Hopefully it doesn't stick. Okay. Alright, we'll be back.